This portion of the scheduled meeting of the Egg Harbor Township Committee passed, and due to either technical reasons or topics for discussion that may be held in closed session pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, there may be interruptions in the videotaping of these proceedings. And this meeting will be aired by EHT TV, Channel 97, on Thursday, May 29th.
Oh, good, thank you. Could everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Present.
And Cronin.
Yes, I am here. We have no presentations this evening, so we're going to move right into ordinance and public hearings. Ordinance 13, Mr. Freeman.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 13 is an ordinance to amend the code of Township of Egg Harbor, Chapter 225, by adding a new section, 225-40.2, entitled Affordable Housing Overlay Zone B, also referred to as an AHO-B. Section 225-7, Schedule of Area, Yard, and Building Requirements to include a new zone, which is the AHO-B, in Chapter 225, Section 5, being the zoning map. The purpose of this ordinance is to add a new subsection, 225.40.2, entitled Affordable Housing Overlay Zone B, and add a new zone referred to as AHO-B to Section 225-7 and amend the zoning map in Section 225-5. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the committee on ordinance number 13? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Yes.
And Cronin.
Yes. Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 13?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Yes.
And Cronin.
Yes. Ordinance 15 for introduction, Mr. Friedman.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 15 is an ordinance appropriating $5 million and authorizing the issuance of $4,750,000 in bonds or notes of the township for various improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Township of Egg Harbor. The purpose of this ordinance is to enable the township to finance various capital improvements, equipment, and vehicle purchases through a bonded debt while complying with the local bonding law. A public hearing on ordinance 15 will be held on June 18, 2025 at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce ordinance number 15?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Yes.
Cronin.
Yes. Ordinance 16, please, Mr. Friedman.
16 is an ordinance to amend the code of Township of Egg Harbor and Chapter 165 entitled Parks and Recreation Areas, specifically 165-3 entitled Hours. The purpose of this ordinance is to extend the permitted hours for the use of the lighted courts at the NK Betterment Park until 11 p.m. A public hearing on ordinance 16 will be held on June 18, 2025 at 5 p.m.
Thank you. And this basically brings MK Betterment up into line with the rest of our parks in the township.
Yes, ma'am.
And will make the pickleball people very happy. I'm going to tell you that. Can I have a motion to introduce ordinance number?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Yes.
And Cronin.
Yes. Ordinance 17, Mr. Friedman.
For introduction, ordinance 17 is an ordinance amending the ordinance number 5 of 2025, fixing the salaries of certain officials and employees of the Township of Egg Harbor for the year 2025. The purpose of this ordinance is to add a new position and salary range for the year 2025. Public hearing on ordinance 17 will be held on June 18, 2025 at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce ordinance number 17?
So moved. I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Yes.
And Cronin.
Yes. Budget adoption, public hearing. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address the Township Committee on the budget?
Be hearing on the budget amendment.
On the budget amendment?
Correct.
Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ellis,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Pauls,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Yes.
and Ritter.
Yes. Resolution 244, authorizing adoption of the 2025 municipal budget as amended. Now, is this required to be read full into the record?
The amount.
The amount, okay. In the amount of 28,000, I gotta cut this out. Read this correct, there we go. $28,042,463 and no cents for municipal purposes and $838,294.00 for open space, recreation, farmland, and historic preservation, and trust fund levy. Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 244?
Make a motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call?
Ellis,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Pauls,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Yes.
and Ritter.
Yes. Resolution consent calendar, we're going to be pulling 259 until we discuss it in executive session. But we're going 245 through and including 267 with excluding 259. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
How about a second? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Ellis,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Pauls,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Yes.
and Ritter.
Yes. We have resolution 268, authorizing payment of all bills pursuant to the attached. Can I have a motion to approve resolution 268?
So moved.
Move in second, Paul and Ray?
Second.
Yeah, please. Roll call, please?
Ellis,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Pauls,
Yes.
Rosenberg, and Ritter.
Yes. We've got some approvals here. Can I have a motion to approve the departmental reports for the month of April 2025?
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Can I have a motion to approve the May 14th Township Committee meeting minutes?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I have a motion to approve the May 14th, 2025 Township Committee closed executive session minutes?
Make a motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the April 30th, 2025 Township Committee meeting minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We need a couple more ayes, guys.
Oh. How's that? All the others.
Thank you. Township Committee reports. Mr. Rosenberg.
Mayor, first I want to thank committee member Hodson for everything he did in association with the Veterans Committee to pull off what was an outstanding Memorial Day parade. I participated in many as an observer and driver. I think that was perhaps the largest participant list we ever had and probably the largest attendance list we had. I don't want to take away any of what I'm sure will be your report. So with your permission, Mayor, I'd like to relate two personal stories that happened as my first Memorial Day parade as a committeeman. We had finished the parade and we had walked up to the podium at the Veterans Memorial and we had some time before the end of the parade arrived. So I made my way down to the grass to take a look at the parade myself. And I happened to pass through a group of children. Their parents were in lawn chairs enjoying themselves. And these two kids, a boy and a girl, must have been no more than 4 or 5 years old. I mean, young kids. And the young girl, the sister, had dropped her flag on the pavement, on the ground. And before anything could happen, I watched her brother come over and with his finger said, "Don't do that. Don't let that happen. You have to pick up the flag." And it struck me as, wow, a new generation can appreciate what the flag represents and what we all know that this country is worth. And the second experience I had was after the parade, Committeeman Pauls and I attended Village Grand at a ceremony. They have a very well-organized veterans group and residents get together in the circle there at the flag and they have a memorial. And the veterans are in the circle and I was with the audience across the curb. And it was getting a little hot, so I was sort of standing there, arms like this. And while everything was happening, much older lady came up behind me. And I could hear the aluminum cane first, and then I saw her 2 feet, and she put her arm right through mine and braced herself, and she did not let go, okay? And I had no problem, with that, of course, but, she started to cry. And that tugged at my heart a little bit. And I leaned over and she said, "My husband's up there." And I thought she had meant up in the ceremony. And she cried again when the national anthem played, and again she told me twice, "My husband's up there." She must have said it 2 or 3 more times, enough that it stuck into my head, "My husband's up there." And when the ceremony was over, and it was wonderful, by the way, I made sure that she walked at her pace, and I held her hand into the clubhouse for lunch, and several of her friends were there waiting. They waved over, and I made sure she had a seat. And I didn't know until after that her husband has been gone for several years, a long time. And it became very obvious in retrospect that, she was having cognitive issues. And that was the opposite end of the spectrum for me at the end of the day. An older generation, brought to their feet with obvious difficulty to remember one day that is just as important, but for another reason. And those 2 occasions, those two things that happened, I felt the need to share with you because they really did. They're still tugging at my heart. Right now.
Speak to you, yeah.
Thank you, Mayor.
I believe that. You're welcome. Mr. Pauls?
Working on 2 things. Was contacted by the child's family. It's going to be the 50th anniversary. Child's boys were killed on Tilton Road with Ronnie Kirk. And it's hard to believe because I was good friends with that family, played football and baseball with Jimmy. They were killed on the overpass on Tilton Road. They missed the bus that morning, and they all jumped into Ronnie Kirk's Volkswagen bus, drove off to Absegami, and came over that Tilton Road Expressway overpass. All 4 were killed instantaneously, and it was probably one of the saddest days I can remember in Egg Harbor Township. To get to the point, the child's family, years later, they dedicated the ball fields to Charles Kirk over in that area in Cardiff. The child's family wants to recognize the 50th anniversary, and the mayor has asked me to oversee that a little bit. And they contacted the rec department, and they're probably going to do a dedication of a chair or something out there. All the details aren't there. That'll be in late September on the anniversary. And it's that was one of the saddest days of my life. Jimmy Child's the oldest. I played baseball, football with him, and he was scheduled to go to Penn State, and one of the best linebackers that ever came out of Egg Harbor Township. And it would have been nice to see how he would have turned out in life because he was special. Second thing I'm working on, Village Grand, a couple people have contacted me on that. On Township Road, we have a crosswalk that connects the new part to the old part. Walkers go across there, bicycle riders go across there, and it's a senior complex. The speed limit on Township Road is 25 miles an hour. Comes around the curve right past high school, and the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. There is nobody in the world that goes 25 miles an hour coming around there, and it's really dangerous. We have one member of the community that's got a seeing-eye dog that walks up along that sidewalk. I did talk to the chief of police about this. He's gonna look into it with the sergeant in charge of traffic. A couple of the options we were talking about, in a lot of communities now, those crosswalks, they have a street light that when you come up to it, you just push it and it turns the street light up red, and then members can cross. So the chief is looking into that. So I just want everybody to know we're looking into that. That's my report.
That's good. We have to be careful. We lost a young man
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And people have to be cognizant of traffic. and speeds and, absolutely.
That
Good.
crosswalk, I forgot to mention, you're supposed to yield to people walking across there. Nobody ever stops. So it's like just a freeway.
Is it painted?
Yeah, it's painted, signs are posted, so everything's there.
All right, good. Let's know what happens. Mr. Hudson?
I could go no report. No.
No.
Real briefly, and what Paul started about, our parade was the best that we've had in 21 years that I had anything to do with the parade. I think two things, the weather cooperated, people missed it last year when we had that monsoon and the roads were flooded. Mr. Engineer, flooded. I mean, the intercept, we could have never pulled it off. I mean, we missed it by about 10 minutes by the storm moved out, but we just couldn't do it. And a lot of the organizational things, operationally, we can't adjust. We got school buses there with the band and other people that really can't adjust to if we were to move into the rec center. I want to thank everybody that participated. It's unbelievable to ride down Ocean Heights Avenue about 7:45 or 7:30 as I'm making sure things are, electricity's on and different things, and see the people that are getting ready for that parade. I'd love to be able to figure out how many people were there, and where they came from. And I think next year, as I told the mayor before and others, I think we need to film it. We need to film it so we see the parade. And we could probably rebroadcast it on
Absolutely.
our TV channel. Everybody comes together. And here's the interesting thing. That banner, and there's a long story behind the banner, but the banner has been here, what, 7 or 8 years?
Yes.
Everybody thinks it's a new banner. It's the same old banner. We put it up every year to tell everybody there's a parade at 9 o'clock on Memorial Day. So everybody, Public Works, the police department, the fire department, volunteers, our Veterans Advisory Board, we don't have many, and I'll offer anybody that's a veteran that served in any military branch that wants to get involved, please give us our name, because there's only a handful that pulled this off. The mayor's secretary and the committee secretary row is right on it. She handles this from the start. And in fact, we were a little late by my determination of getting ready, and she was already ahead of me. So it came out great. This is what a community needs to do, is remember those who left us in defense or are serving our country. And it's getting recognized by other municipalities, our parade. Some municipalities don't have a Memorial Day parade, and we do. And that's all I really have. I mean, I might have missed something here I wrote down, but again, thank everybody. It helped me with it, got it ready, and participated. And the walk's not bad. Mr. Ellis made the walk. He was looking for a ride early, but you know, it's a good thing. The public comes out, and it's just amazing. It's like putting your beach chair out for you want your spot on the beach. People were staking their territory out on Ocean Heights Avenue. So again, it was a good parade. I thank everybody who participated, and that's all I have. Paul, I'm glad you enjoyed the first parade as Walker, but it's really amazing. And you know, the public gets it. Like, the kids understand, you know, more than you might think they understand. But they understand the flag. They understand the service people. And again, one thing we've asked for flyovers. The 177th is right here in Egg Harbor Township, for anybody that's confused. That base is here. That's Egg Harbor Township, and they did not let us down with a flyover. At 9:30 on the nose, there was 2 F-16s. They claimed they were 300 feet, but they went right down Ocean Heights. FAA probably wanted them at 500 feet, but they did a lot of flyovers in the area. So one year we had the Coast Guard, and they did a nice job too. But again, the Coast Guard base air station is here, and the 177th F-16 fighter wing is here in Egg Harbor Township.
Very good. Great. Mr. Ellis?
Testing 1, 2, 3. This one. I wanted to, like I said, that our parade was unbelievable. Thank Paul Hudson for the job, him and the rest of it. I didn't think I could walk, but I was on a golf cart and I was riding down during the parade and people calling, screaming, yelling, waving and all that. I said, I'm gonna let my pride in my back, ignore my pride in my back. I walked a mile. I haven't done that since high school. You know? So it was a beautiful parade and I caught an Uber back to where my car was parked. You know? But the community came together and it was wonderful to see. Also, I want to give a shout out to the schools that participated in the art show. If you get a chance, go over to the rec. You have kids in the 3rd grade with artwork that's unbelievable. They started from the 1st grade to the 3rd grade. And I've never seen anything so pretty. They had an art show and it was so well attended you couldn't walk through the hallway. And these kids have talent, and you would never know. If you don't go see, you would never know how much talent is in this town. And I would never stop saying, drivers, please observe the speed limit. Drivers, please put the phone down. Drivers, we have serious problems here in our township. And you would not like me being a former police to hammer everybody, but we're losing lives. We have more accidents than Big City in this one little town. I think we had over 1,600 in like 6 months. That includes like maybe a shopping cart to a back bumper, but they still accident. We got to slow these cars down because I tell everybody, you're afraid to go to some towns like Philly, you might get shot. I'm afraid to drive at night. In Egg Harbor Township, you're afraid to drive. So please, observe the speed limit, please slow down. Yeah.
Can't say it any better than that, right? I've got a couple things. One is I had the honor today to go to the high school. C-SPAN had run a competition, and it was a video competition, and 3 of our students, Rashawn Rashad, Carter Chu, and Eric Mallory, won honorable mention in a national competition. They got $250, but their video was a 6-minute video of what would you tell the president. This was right around election time when they submitted this. What would you tell the president the biggest issues are? And their video was, it's the economy, stupid. Now, when I was young, it was the economy, stupid. And here we are all these years later, and these 3 young men, I'd like to have them come in and have we can run their videos where everybody can see it, and it can be an art program too. They were incredible. So incredibly proud of this is the AP government class. They were spectacular. So we have fabulous kids in this district, and we need to honor them every chance we get. So I had the privilege with Senator Palestina and Assemblywoman Claire Swift to be at Michael Martirone's class today at the high school. It was awesome. That's all I'm going to say. We'll have to get them in here one day. And when you meet them all come back because you'll love these kids. They're fabulous. Second thing is next Wednesday, June 4th, one of our old Township Committee people is going to be doing a Historical Society event called Clamming in the 60s with Jake Glassy. So if any of you remember Jake Glassy, he's going to be telling stories about what it was like to be a clammer back in the early days. And if you know Jake Glassy, we don't know what we're going to get. It's going to be funny, and he's an amazing man who's got great stories to
was in the
tell.
Back Bay, Lakes Bay and Townsville.
Yeah. Learn how, their headline is, Learn About Jake's Prank That Led to Cleaning Up Lakes Bay. I don't know what it is, so that means I gotta go, we'll find out.
But for everybody here, clamming was a big industry here. I grew up in Summers Point, and there was a lot of clams harvest in the Great Bay, and Jake Glassy probably harvested a few that were sold in the area. But clamming was a big industry in the city of Summers Point and in this area because of the water.
So this is next Wednesday, the 4th, at 7 p.m. at the Community Center, if anybody's interested.
Hey, Mayor, when I was in the police academy, they had firefighters in the police academy that would carry guns. And Jake Glassy was one that was in the police academy with me. And he's talking about somebody funny. I was next to him shooting guns. I was scared.
I would be too.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'd like to say is we'd like to say congratulations to St. Catherine Drexel Church. They're having their 25th anniversary this weekend coming up, which it's hard to believe they've been here for 25 years. Time's going between 50 years for that horrible accident with Charles and Kirk. 25 years for St. Catherine Drexel. It's amazing how time goes, but we just want to offer them congratulations. They started out at Alder Avenue School,
That's right, that's cool.
and they moved to where they are today on English Creek Road. So we just want to offer them congratulations for 25 years of serving the residents of Egg Harbor Township. And again, the parade hall, outstanding job.
We'll do it better next year.
Can you guarantee the same
We gotta
weather?
get the weather.
Can you guarantee that weather? It's
I
like,
pushed fire, and that was perfect weather, because I had a walk.
it was perfect weather.
Perfect
It was
weather.
perfect.
No humidity, no gnats, no bugs.
You had a pair of sneakers on, hush puppies.
Mr. Watkins, you gave us some hot topics, which I'm sorry, I should have brought you on early on, but I didn't. So we'll bring you on now.
No problem at all, Mayor, thank you. So I provided everybody a copy of our hot topics or projects throughout the township. The first page is our capital or projects. Just real quickly, they're showing the EHC road program. We're trying to get that to go out to bid in the next month. We have estimated cost of $1 million. Then there's a Veterans Park hockey rink that has actually been awarded and hopefully be repaving in late June, early July. Then we have the Municipal Aid Project, Robert Best Road. We're continuing on where we stopped. We have a $183,345 grant for that project. Then there is a community development block grant, or CDBG, for Upel Avenue. We're going to be putting curb and sidewalk, curbing on both sides, sidewalk on one side down Upel Avenue from Coolidge to Tilton Road.
Okay, good.
That's for this year. Next year, we're going to be doing Idlewood and connecting Idlewood, the rest of the sidewalk that's along there. And that'll go right to Childskirk Park, their entrance there. Speaking of Childskirk Park, we are redoing Field 1 dugouts and fencing for Field 1 softball. That was just received bids and soon to be awarding that. That'll be under construction probably around late July.
Is this a dugout that would always flood? Are we
It
doing
may be
it?
one of them, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Field 1 is the one in the middle.
Okay.
And then Shires Park parking lot and stormwater. We are up right now presently at Pinelands Commission with the design, waiting for approval for them. And then in the fall, hopefully we will be able to go out to bid for phase 1 of about 30 parking spaces off of right along Shires Park there, Tower Avenue and Scarborough Drive.
So it's
Well, not
going-
Tower, I'm sorry. It's actually the private road going to Home Depot and
Right.
Scarborough Drive. It's on that corner there.
It's on the corner there?
Yeah, that
Okay.
wooded area. So those are our capital projects. There's a list of all the present commercial projects and residential. As you know, Spencer's Gifts is almost wrapping up. They're doing their final landscaping package right now. The building looks magnificent.
It really does. They do an outstanding job.
Coming together. Again, U-Haul, you've seen that building on Black Horse Pike. That's out there. That's 9,600 square foot. Actually, I'm sorry. There's a couple phases. The large building is a 26,800 square foot building. That's right on the Black Horse Pike there. That's underway. They anticipate to be done by the fall. Let's see. All Zone Holdings is a commercial business on the Black Horse Pike as well that was just cleared. They anticipate that's a commercial HVAC system company, and that's hopefully be done, they say early 2026, but I think they're going to be probably late of this year, they're anticipating. And then Learning Edge is on Washington Avenue. That project is on its way. Construction, they anticipate around early 2026 as well. And then there's a couple of residential projects that are underway. Touch of Modern at Mill in Delaware, that's finishing up. There's a couple, maybe 2 COs left, and landscaping around the basin is on their way. There's a lot of landscaping going on right now. Ocean Club off of West Coast Road, they're under construction. All 3, let's say, single-family homes, townhomes, and also the adult living. And then Tacon Farms has cleared their project. They also laid out where the new road of Poplar Avenue is going to be relocated. So once the buildings start, they won't be able to have COs until that Poplar Avenue is in place. So you'll start seeing more utility work in the next month for everything, and then they'll start paving, start doing the alignment of the roadway for Poplar so that the homes start to be built and they're getting ready to have their COs. That alignment will be in place. And
Is some of the utility work going to require road closures?
Presently, no, we shouldn't have the road closed because they can continue to keep the ones going on. It might be a switch over at some point, but we won't have to close any roads.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's good. Good. Good report, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. Tom, do you have anything?
I do not, Mayor.
Mark?
Not to open.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address a government body on any issue? Councilman Mike, so just give your name for the record.
My name is Gregory Montgomery. I'm an attorney. I represent Mr. and Mrs. Robert Clater, who are the owners of the parcel, which is the subject of your overlay ordinance, which I believe is on your agenda for this evening. I just want to point out a possible error in the ordinance under section 3. It provides that the zoning map is being amended to include block 1013, lots 32 and 33, located, it says, in the M1 Light Industrial District Zone. Okay? And this ordinance is basically going to create an overlay for affordable housing on this particular parcel. And essentially, what they, this is the site plan map, and what it shows is their property. This is actually their property, and so that's basically what's in the zone. The reason why I'm only bringing it up is my clients think that they're actually in the R2 zone. So this recitation in the overlay, this is section 3.
I had nothing to do with this, but look at it. My name is not on this, so.
Mark, is it you?
No, it was the planner with Serenian's office.
Do you have that map?
Because it's so hard to read, I'm trying to get full up.
I think that is an error, Mayor. It should say R2 zone, not N1.
What's the block and lot numbers again?
So it shows block 1013, lots 32 and 33, unless there was a separate lot and block that they were adding in. But,
This is the survey, as you can see.
yeah, it's on.
It's exactly,
So which one?
this is a survey. And this is a plan.
Isn't that part of the overlay, Bob? Doesn't lose it doesn't lose its original zoning.
Well, our potential issue, may not be an issue, is it says that it's in the M1 zone. And my clients are under the impression that it's really in the R2 zone. So the reason for bringing this up at this point, let me just say, our clients are, they have an agreement with Michael's Development Company, and they're 100% in favor of the project that will be coming before the planning board, site plan. to get approval for this 100-unit affordable housing project. They're in favor of it. It's just that we just want it to be technically correct so that if, in fact, it's in the R2 zone, we're suggesting that the ordinance be amended to correct R2 in place of M1.
It is.
The overlay, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the overlay, it should be, I mean, it's specifically for 30 lots, lot 32 and lot 33 as part of that site, I guess the site plan that was shown for the project is in the R2 zone. So I'm assuming it was just missing.
But the way I'm reading it, it's amending it to include it into the M1 zone as the part of the overlay. Am I reading that wrong?
It says located in the M1 zone.
Amended. That the section is amended to include it. Okay.
So the overlay is for the 100-unit affordable housing project.
Yeah, for that project
Correct.
specifically.
Right, they don't have any problem with the overlay. It's just that they think that there's a mistake or transcription error, that it should say that the zone is presently R2 as opposed to M1.
But we want it to read correctly, so.
Suggest we,
Yeah, that's it.
I'd suggest we go back to the planner to see specifically what they had in mind. Were they looking to amend it, the zone for that particular block and lot numbers to include the zone, or that it was just encompassed in the overlay zone? So if it requires to come back and amend it, it doesn't seem like a major revision.
So it's not a problem, the fact that we just passed it.
No, it's never a problem that you just passed it. It's
So
just
could you
reworded.
give your contact information to our solicitor?
You can take this back to
We want to make sure it's done right for you, so we'll
Thank
make
you.
sure of that.
thank you.
100% make sure of that.
Yes.
So what we'll do is we'll give it to our professionals to all look at it. If we have to amend what we did tonight, we'll amend it at our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
And this way, I'm sure someone will be in touch with you, sir, and let you know what our people say.
Thank you.
And that's, Mark, are you gonna handle that, Tom? Is that you?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
One of you? Tom Markle? Okay. Very good.
I'll look at it with Jen
And make sure it's,
and Eric Nolan and
okay.
then relate tomorrow.
Sorry about that. Hopefully it turns out to be nothing, but we want to make sure you're good. Is there anyone else that would like to come on down?
How you guys doing? Joe Olivieri, Township resident, but tonight I'm here on behalf of the botanist. We just wanted to appear and briefly update the Township Committee on where things stand. Botanist remains responsive to the Township's request for more information on the calculation of underlying amounts owed, and that sharing of information remains ongoing. We recognize the local transfer taxes and user taxes under the cannabis statute are a novel concept, and we're all working together on an analysis. We had what we believe was an additional productive meeting last week where additional items were requested and to which the botanist is responding to. We're happy to see the botanist is listed on the agenda, and we appreciate the Township's continued consideration. Thank you.
Our pleasure. And we're discussing this in executive session, so when we're done, if you want to wait outside.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the governing body? Seeing none? Oh, sir, come on down.
How you doing?
Hi.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous public speaking.
Don't be nervous. Just your name for the record, please.
Scott McPherson. So I'm a resident of the township. I live over in Equestrian Estates, and I work with a gentleman who's related with someone who was involved in the accident about a week and a half ago, where the boy was killed, Delaware and Fernwood Avenue. And as you may already be aware, you know, there's a Bargaintown Park located right there. The intersection's skewed. It's fairly dangerous if you look at it. It's not very good conditions. So I'm 100% in support of taking a close look at it, maybe even an engineering study, or some sort of action like an all-way stop would be great. But, so just wanted to say that.
And keep putting things up there, and if the more people that's, you know, we don't want any tragedies in this town. And that was an accident that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
So we just, like Ray said, We've got to keep pushing constantly for people to put their phones down, to pay attention. That 5 seconds you waited at a red light isn't going to hurt you.
Yeah.
So,
And if there's something you think we should look at, in particular, cutbacks, signage, whatever, we're amenable to it. Because this township, when I moved here 43 years ago, had 5,000 people. We're at 50,000 now. And we developed areas that were rural areas in recreation as needed by the community. So if you got any suggestions on that horrible tragedy, let us know.
I mean, the driver behavior is a lot to do with it. I mean,
Exactly.
you see it all the time, but I mean, the intersection is a little tough. It's skewed, and the trees and sight lines are pretty bad. The shoulders are narrow. The bikers are all over the place with the narrow shoulders. There's a lot going on. There's a bus stop just a short distance away. And the park is a big draw for pedestrians and drivers. And I don't know if you can do much about drivers and their behavior. They're just going to do what they're going to do, some of them. So at least in always stop, everyone have to kind of stop and look at each other. Or at least an engineering study kind of like improve it a little bit, because there's not even sidewalks on all corners and such. But
well, your coming out helps.
oh,
It brings
thanks.
attention to it, and we're talking about it, people are hearing it, our police department's already looking at it. So, absolutely.
And not to belabor it, but you've seen us make adjustments for four-ways. Not a lot of
Yeah.
people like four-ways, but they're working. You're not having fatals. People are being courteous, letting the other car go, they're flashing stop, and they're stopping. I had a guy tell me, I go that way every day to avoid the plague, but I gotta stop at Ridge. Okay, take 5 seconds.
I think it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
getting across West Jersey is a lot less nerve-wracking.
Rich, absolutely.
We had
Yeah,
bad
it's taking
accidents
your life in your hands almost.
almost every week.
And
I'm glad you brought that up. I brought that up earlier today because the two other kids that were with the kid was my football players. So I went over their house today and we check them on every week to see, because they're gonna never forget that incident. So, we got to do something, like you said, they're going across that street to the playground. So it's really sad. So these kids gotta live with that, seeing their friend down.
yeah,
And even the driver, he's an accident, he didn't intentionally do it, he gotta live with that. So we gotta do something, it's ridiculous, these accidents.
yeah, it's rough. But especially with the playground right there, it's like really, yeah,
It's an attraction.
yeah, big time.
Where's the two little kids that showed up?
They're
You were with two children.
Oh, sorry. I know, but Mom was working late, so she got them for me. So and I didn't want to create a disturbance or anything. But
We enjoyed seeing them.
yeah,
I
So-
asked because today's my daughter's 3rd birthday, and she is my world, and I'm sure you can understand. So
Yeah.
this type of thing is not something that I take lightly. I know the other committee members have adult children, and I very much want to see my daughter get there also. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for coming
sure.
out.
Well, thanks for listening. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the governing body? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
I'll
Second.
second it.
Thank you. Roll call, please? Or can we do all in favor on this one? All in favor?
Aye.
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 5 ayes. Tom, do we have need for, well, we do have need for
Yes.
closed session, so we
Yes,
definitely
ma'am.
do.
Just one thing,
Resolution 269, authorizing Township Committee to convene in a closed executive session to discuss matters which may involve personnel and/or legal matters. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss matters involving personnel and/or legal matters as follows. Legal matters, Hearts Therapeutic Riding Center lease, anticipated disclosure 1 year, and Acreage CCF, aka the Botanist, license renewal, anticipated disclosure 1 year. Whereas the minutes will be kept, and once the matters involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee, Township of Egg Harbor, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, that the public be excluded from this meeting. And Mayor, you may be taking action coming out of the closed session.